Were there inspirations for other family sitcoms?
I mean, I really wasn't looking at other models so much. I mean, in fact, I made a point of not like kind of looking at Wonder Years or anything like that going into it because I didn't want to accidentally steal. I mean, no, it really was a sort of a thing of like, well, what really happened? And what was that like? And how did it feel? And kind of just, I think, you know, as an artist, you know, wanting to be known, wanting to put something from yourself out there, which, you know, you always have to filter in this business. And this was like the least filtered version I've ever done.
Okay. Now, if your family was as lively as this family, could we expect your brothers to come here and like just wrestle you down for putting their stories in the show? Would that happen?
I don't know. Ask me on the 17th of October. Not quite sure what we're going to get from my brothers, but I mean, they should hopefully be gratified by it.
And it's inspired, as you said. Yeah. Mary, talk about just auditioning for the role and even just doing a sitcom, because I know you from a lot of dramas, but you've also done sitcom work. But talk about your choice to do this.
I mean, I think as an actor, you really just look for good writing. You know, I mean, I don't think about comedy. I like doing both. It's a boring answer, but I like doing both. I really like doing good writing. So, and it's a great, selfishly, it's a great part. I mean, he really wrote a great part for a woman. So I love playing her.
Yeah. Did you connect with her at all?
I do. I am a mom of 3, and so I connect with. You know, I mean, people say, like, how do you do 3? And I'm like, just not well. Like, you know, it's just my answer. I'm like, you do the best you can. It's like I get a solid C+ most days, but they're alive. So I can relate to the hectic. You know, there's no time for sort of navel gazing and, you know, hugs and. I mean, I hug mine. Sometimes. But I also came from a big Irish Catholic family. I'm only one of 3, but I have 50 first cousins, and we all lived close. And so it was, my aunts all have 12 and 11 and 10. And wow. Yeah, so I understand that kind of house and how the energy in a house like that. So yeah, it was a comfortable fit, even reading it the first time and then reading for Tim. And it always felt comfortable. And but she's also just funny. I mean, I get a lot of great lines, and she's kind of complex. My brother calls me Tough Love. That's my nickname in my family. And so I think of Peggy as Tough Love.
Okay. And Michael, kind of the same question for you. I've been talking to you for years for drama work, but I know you've done sitcoms. What was your thinking in choosing this?
I did. I haven't done a sitcom in a very long time. When I first started getting work, I guested on some stuff, but only for a short time, and then transitioned mostly into doing 1 hour. I wanted to, I said to my wife, who's out in the audience, about 1.5 years ago, I said, I'm so tired of killing things. I'm tired of the angst and the anti-hero and he did what he had to do. He had to kill them? Okay. And I just literally said, for a little while, and I love the work. I mean, it's exciting work. It's fun. It is fun to kill people on TV. But I was tired with it, and I thought, you know, I'm not the only one who's probably tired of it to a certain degree. I said, I want to laugh. I want to go to work, and I want to laugh for the right reasons, and I want to have fun, and hopefully do it close to home. And I got my wish in all of those things. And it really has been a blast. It's just a blast.
Now, how do you relate to your character, who's also named Mike?
Well, we look alike. I think I'm probably closer to Mike Cleary than I wish I was. The best time I'll read some things sometimes, and I'll sort of go, "Hey, babe, is this funny?" And she's like, "That's you." I'm like, "No, oh dear, here we go." So I'm kind of interested to see how my kids react to Mike on the show, to sort of like, "Oh, yeah, it's funny. That's real funny, Dad." So we'll see.
Now, Tim, when you're casting a show with 8 boys of different ages, one, I want to talk about casting Jack, but also just, that's a lot of roles to cast, first of all, but then try and make them all appear to be brothers. And I don't know if you're worried about what they look like as much as that, or if it
we had a lot of concerns. I mean, the main thing was, people who were going to be good and were going to be funny, and then there was a secondary sort of concern about, making them feel like the family. And I think we made a choice in terms of like not trying to give everybody the same coloring or whatever, but trying to, I at least wanted the oldest ones to be sort of taller than the youngest ones. I wanted to start there. knowing that puberty is going to scramble that up if we get a couple of years on the air. But I wanted you to, I mean, one of the challenges of this pilot is there's so many characters, and it feels chaotic at the beginning of the story. You just see all these people running around, and I wanted by the end of the pilot that you'd go, oh, I know each of these people now. And that was kind of the target, and so I wanted them to be distinct. So again, making them look alike wasn't as important to me as getting people who would really pop as distinct and kind of hit the attitudes that I wanted to hit.
Okay. And how much of Timmy is young Tim Doyle?
It's pretty close. It's sort of, I was always this kid who wanted to be in this business, loved this work. I'm extremely grateful that I've been able to make a life doing this. And, I was that kid, and I was in shows and just trying to figure out some way to be in this business. And I wasn't as confident as the way Jack plays him. I was a little more neurotic and had a lot more self-doubt. What I love about what Jack gives me is he just barrels into these things 110%, full confidence, arms flailing. He sings that song at the end. Jack's not a trained singer. He came out on that stage and blasted that song, planted his feet.
It was great.
Yeah, I would have pooped myself at his age.
Jack, did you know when you auditioned for this that singing was involved, at least in the first episode?
That was one of the audition scenes, was singing that song. I went back. I haven't had any singing training other than that. I mostly just sing in the shower, and that's about it. But after I listened to this in the pilot, I went back and I watched the audition for it, and I said, wow, those are pretty different in terms of the singing.
Did you know the song? Like, did you know Man of La Mancha? Do you know the song Sing?
I was pretty sure that I had heard the song before I auditioned. I couldn't place my finger on where, but I was pretty sure that I had first sing a song. Okay,
well, you did a great job. So did you, once you got the part, did you start doing some singing lessons and things like that, or were you just going to kind of wing it? And
I did one lesson in New York, but here I did a recorded version, and then I had a little earpiece so I could hear myself while I was singing it on stage, which made it a lot easier.
Okay.
Yeah, our music director Sid is great, and he worked with. I was there for the recording session, and we just again, Jack was amazing from day one.
And is this going to be a part of his character moving forward, that he'll be auditioning and wanting to act and sing and that?
There'll be some musical numbers coming up.
Uh-oh.
I mean, we're not Glee, but we're going to have some shows.
Okay.